almost didn't go hiking this morning. I got a broken sleep, and then I woke up, I looked outside, it's half overcast. But just to get the work done. My newsletter yesterday, Friday, no, 2 days ago, Friday. The main theme to kick it off with was the people who make the difference in their life. So those that show up and do the work. Simple as that. For anything, go check it out. I'll put a link in the description here. But very overcast, misty. I've never seen this place like this. It's stunning. Humid though. So we're gonna get up to the 2.5k mark. 2 thoughts to share today. One is about how in life very often we feel like we're walking on the edge of a cliff and you're about to fall off, mentally, physically, whatever, and how to manage that. And also song lyrics and how we interpret words on our own. But for now, let me just get up this hill first. It's a quick water stop. Hello. Friend's back. Check. Apparently, people I met here last week, I think they named him himself though. They think his name is Everest because they're prepping to go and climb Everest. So they called this border collie here Everest as well. Hey, hello. Anyway, up we go. Okay, so Jackson, come. Come. No. Okay, Jackson's not wanting any water because it's quite chilly actually this morning. So lyrics to songs and alright, so song lyrics. This weekend I went to watch Anna Carstens as a musician who used to be in a South African band called the Springbok Nude Girls. Phenomenal talent. It's the second time I've seen him live, but this was a small set, 50 people, small underground room, acoustic. It was amazing. Incredible artist. So they had a song called Blue Eyes, right? And if you listen to it, it kind of feels like it's just a love song. Talks about you might take it out of here, blue eyes, my blonde-haired girl, all these kind of things. But the cool thing with this evening with Anna Carstens was that it's almost like, I think VH1 had a thing years ago called Storytellers. Small set, and they'll talk in between where the inspiration for the song came from, stuff like that. And he was telling a story where when he was living as a young kid in the Cape, and it was at the turn of apartheid, and the cops were under a lot of stress. And there was a story that happened where a cop went home, lost his mind from stress and whatever else, shot his wife and one of the kids. His small blonde daughter, when this happened, got away, and she went to go hide in a cupboard. And when all of this shit was going down, suddenly he came to his senses and was like, what the fuck am I doing? And he found the girl and the song, and then he took her to the police station. He said, listen guys, I fucked up. And this song is about that. So when he's talking about in the song, hey, the others aren't going to make it, you're my ticket out of here, suddenly it's like, fuck. Yeah, so got me thinking how we interpret things the way we see it. Not just songs, what people say. So often it's worth asking for the full story anyway. It's random. Struggling a bit today. It's hell of a humid. I'm not fucking stopping though, I've got to do this. I'll chat to you on the top. Come Jackson. That's really the best feeling. So if you do the 8k hike, this place, you walk along this edge, beautiful views down, and then you get back up, Jackson, go up there, a big ass climb. So a quick breather and then we go. Talk about on the edge. It's a hell of a climb. Haven't done this part of it for a while. Pretty good. So there's a thought that I've had for quite some time, and hello, still didn't want water. In the last week or so, maybe 2 weeks, the idea popped again, in that, imagine, if you will, life is like walking on the edge of a cliff, right? It's this long cliff. You're walking that way. One side's the cliff, other side's flat ground. Down from the cliff, if you fall off there, if you tumble down, if you will, there's all the bad things. There's anxiety, depression, guilt, self-defeating behavior, self-sabotaging behavior, addiction, all the bad things. So if you're aware of what's down there, you would normally want to do whatever you can not to fall down the cliff. So in my mind, I don't know, this is just how it works, right? If I do things that make me head towards all those dark things, it's like a wind pushing me to the edge of the cliff. And when you're walking on the edge of the cliff, you know it, because you're like, fucking, you're right here. It's that feeling like something's going to give, I'm going to break, I'm this close to breaking, whatever, all those things we say, yeah? When you do things that make you feel better and that deal with things, it's a wind that pushes you away from the cliff. You can walk free without worrying about falling off. So for me, I hope this makes sense, but for me, for example, training, this hike, this helps me to move away from the cliff. Been walking close to that cliff for a couple of days, just stress and everything, but training, walking, exerting yourself, pushing yourself, that takes me away from the cliff. Talking to people takes me away from the cliff. Journaling every morning, every evening now, small, but still takes me away from the cliff. When you get stressed, when you get tired, when you don't deal with things, procrastination, overthinking, all those good things take you toward the edge of that cliff. So you're walking in a straight line, you're doing life, but it feels like you're this close to falling off. Now, 2 weeks or so ago, I had a couple of mates over and I had a few drinks. So I haven't had a drink for quite some time, yeah. But I thought, you know what, it's fun. Haven't been together for a while, then we have a couple of drinks. It's great. So while you're having a couple of drinks, a few whiskeys and so on, it feels like you almost feel invincible, in that if I could take it across, it's almost like you're running on the edge of the cliff and doing jumps, but you're not falling off because, fuck, I can do this. My problem is, and I think this is often the case, the next day and the next day, it feels like I'm fucking balancing on the edge and I'm about to go off there. It taps into, I'm going to fall off. Anxiety, you can feel it coming on. Depression, you can feel it coming on. Bad behavior, you can feel it coming on. Bad, like as in self-defeating. So the decision, for example, to not drink, for me, is it keeps me away from the cliff and falling off. Something like marijuana, smoking weed, or taking edibles. That, for me, oh, baboon's calling. That, for me, could go either way. Sativa takes you up, a more energetic, indica makes you low, but walking on the cliff, if you're in a funny space and you're aware of it, not funny like bad, but you're stressed, you're tired, because then you're walking closer to the edge of the cliff, right? Marijuana, if you take a smoke, weed, or edibles, that could take you one way or the other. Some people go super paranoid, some people go super chill. You don't know if it's going to push you towards the cliff when you fall off or not. That's the thing. So, anyway, that's my analogy. Is the things we do to better ourselves has to do with keeping away from the edge of the cliff. Walk in a straight line. No, it's there. We all know what our things are. You know what takes you to anxiety and depression and addictive behavior and all that. But Jackson's just behind the camera. It's like he's filming me. And we should know what takes us away from the cliff edge. So you're walking further away from the edge, or you're walking right on the edge. I don't know if this is making sense. In my mind it does. But hearing things in the bush here. But to me, that's kind of how, and I haven't thought about it until now recently, that's kind of how I approach things. Is this thing I'm going to do benefit me in that it takes me away from the cliff, or is it going to put me right on the edge? And if it is going to put me on the edge, is it worth it? Anyway, fuck, now I'm rambling. Okay, we've done 4.5. I think it's another 2.5 home, but now it's flat and then downhill. So, okay, let me go. Okay, done. It was very hot and humid, and there's now mud everywhere because it was a shit ton of rain last night. And I started a slightly different route. On the way back, we hit all the mud. Jackson's brown. I tried to clean him up a bit, but everything's now full of mud anyway. So yeah, the cliff, it's always there. It's whether you're aware of it or not. Being aware is a great thing. I guess it's not as binary as towards and away from the cliff, but this hike helped me keep me away from my cliff. So yeah. Anyway, drive home, a little bit of work, shower, lunch, off to Cape Town, back to Joburg tomorrow week, and then I'm off to Tanzania. I'm actually not hiking for a while. I enjoy these. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys, and don't forget to be awesome. Bye.
Thank you.